Okay, so just going to take a look at tables in Microsoft Word. So to insert a table in Word, you go up to Insert and Table. And from there you can decide how many rows and columns you want in your table. So here we have a 3 by 3 table. So that's 3 rows, 3 columns. So when we're happy with that, we just left click and our table appears. You'll see that your cursor appears in the top right hand corner. To move around in your table, you can left click with your mouse, or you can use the up and down arrows in your table itself. Okay. To add text, you just type in as normal. If you want to insert a row into your table, you click, say, in the first cell, right arrow and say, or right click with your mouse and say insert row above or row below. So I'm just going to throw a row in above. So sometimes you might want to put a heading on your table, and to do that you can merge your cells. So to do that you just left click. See the way I'm outside of my table, I have a white arrow turning in. I left click, that selects the whole row. I then have the option here to merge cells, or I can right click and get merge cells. Okay, so when I merge cells, you see that I don't have columns now in the top row. It's all it's all one big cell. So we call it. Okay. So with that, you can center it. You can make it bold. You can change the font type the same way as normal. If you want to add a column, you can do that by right clicking and say insert column to the left or to the right, whatever you need. Occasionally you might want to change the height of a row, and to do that, see if I come between that row and the next row, see the way my mouse has turned into a double line with an up and a down arrow. If I hold down the left side of my mouse, I can drag down that row and make the height bigger or smaller. Alternatively, I can go up here to see the way I now have two new menus on my toolbar: table design and table layout. I can click on table layout and I can change the row in there. So if I want to take my whole table and I want to make them all the same height, I can make them all 1 centimeter. Okay, and it has made them all the same height. Same with width. I can choose to have them all the same width. So, or I can choose to have them auto fit the contents or auto fit the window. So if I change my layout, for example, to landscape, see the way my table, I have all this white space over here. So I can go up here to table layout and say auto fit to the window, and it makes it fit on the size of the page, so it's not looking squashed up in one corner. A couple of other options in there, so we can choose. You can see here at the moment it's in the cell. The text is in the cell, but it's in the top corner. Okay, so it's not centered in the cell, either in the middle, or it's not centered kind of in the middle of the row height. So I can change that in here. At the moment it's align top left. I can have align top center, align top right. I can have align center left, align center center. And you see that when I do that, it aligns it into the center of the cell. I can also choose to change text direction. So if I So if I want to change the text direction of these, I can come in here and change the text direction. Okay. So I might want that it's going that way rather than horizontal. So just a couple of different options. You can, again in here, insert rows and columns. You can choose to sort, and I'll do a separate video on that in a second. But that's kind of just the main one around inserting text. Oh yeah, I suppose if you want to add a row, you can come to the outside of this here and just hit the return key on your keyboard, and it will add a row in. You see it takes the formatting that was here. Okay. So I think that's all on that. We'll come back to the styles and the designs in a few seconds.